Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frank Film Club. This week we are talking about Wonka, the new film directed by Paul King. I'm going to give you a little logged line here in case you didn't know. With dreams of opening a shop in a city renowned for its chocolate, a young and poor Willy Wonka discovers that the industry is run by a cartel of greedy chocolatiers. So, the film is based on the story or the world and characters by Roald Dahl, written by Simon Farnaby and Paul King, directed by Paul King, and it's got an all-star cast, as you know. Timothée Chalamet, Calah Lane, Olivia Colman, Keegan-Michael Key, Patterson Joseph, Tom Davis, Rocky Thakra, Matt Lucas, Rowan Atkinson, Simon Farnaby, Sally Hawkins, Natasha Rothwell, Hugh Grant. Oh my God, the list goes on. I haven't even said all of them. So it's a mega cast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the different Willy Wonkas over the years, all the different depictions of Willy Wonka we've seen, any standout performances in this film in particular. I'm going to tell you a bit about the making of it. And I also just want to talk about the director, Paul King, who also made what a lot of people call the perfect film, which was Paddington 2. So we'll get all that. We'll get to all of that later. But for now, how are you both?
Doing so good. I have been learning to bake.
Oh, have you?
I have. I've been baking brownies, which have been really, really delicious. And that's kind of it, really. Just making brownies and eating them.
Lovely.
Wow. And it's kind of fitting for this week. I think it was what kind of spurred me on. I've been doing them with like real chocolate, you know. And like when I was a kid, I used to make brownies and I was always like, hold the nuts. I was like, absolutely not. Get away from me, Brazil nuts. But these days I've been partial to a little chopped nut in there too. And it's been heaven. Really heavenly.
Lovely.
Yeah. Delish.
Yeah.
What have you been doing, Han?
I've been sorting out my workspace because it got into a right mess. And also at the moment we and Warren are sharing because we're sharing the childcare and we've got our really long desk up in the... Did you come into the loft? Yeah. And it was a mess and there was stuff everywhere. And I found so many cute little things from different castings from the last like couple of years, which just made me really happy and reminded me of loads of really great actors. So I've been going through that.
That's so lovely.
And trying to do everything one-handed with a baby like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dream.
What a dream. What have you been doing?
Nice. I've also been baking recently. I have been frantically baking
Fine.
this week. Yesterday, this morning, later tonight, I'm baking 5 cakes for my sister for her birthday. Spelling her name, Fionn.
So how long have the cakes got to keep now?
Until Saturday. So it's not so bad.
Okay.
We're recording this on a
Thursday.
Don't need the Victoria sponge.
I'm doing that last.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I was joking.
No, I've got a whole plan. Yeah.
Wait, have you done it?
Also, shut up.
It's very serious.
Have you done it? But does Victoria sponge notoriously go off?
Well, it's just got some
cream
fresh
in it.
cream.
Yeah, fresh cream.
Yeah.
Very good, girls.
Yeah, it's been a whole operation. Also been making my French fancy outfit for the F theme, which has been a whole other thing.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see it, just let us know on Frank Film.
It's just a cardboard box with some white tinsel on it.
So far,
It's not just a cardboard box with white tinsel. Use your imagination. It's a French fancy.
I thought it was quite excellent, but then my mum sent me a picture of a French fancy and said, maybe we should print this off and stick it to your outfit. I was like, I think people will know what I am.
Oh, do you know what? That is exactly what we don't want in film plots as well, where they spell it out for you.
Exactly.
Mum.
Yeah, she really didn't get that. Yeah. So, but it's all felt very in theme with this week's film.
True.
Yeah,
You've been baking,
Wonka.
turning yourself into a French fancy and watching Wonka.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a week.
Well, I'm so glad that you're both well. And I'm I'm quite intrigued to hear your thoughts on this film. So what were your first thoughts? And also, like set the scene. Where did you see it? What's the vibe?
So I watched this in the cinema on a Sunday morning because I knew we were going to.
Great time to watch this movie.
So
That's so
lovely.
wholesome.
Just like a Sunday morning in the cinema.
Oh no, I wanted to get it out the way. No, I wanted to get it out of the way and get on with my day.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was the plan. Oh, okay. But I was going to watch it by myself in the cinema and just go, right, this silly podcast I do, I've got to. And my mind changed afterwards. I enjoyed it so much more than I was anticipating. Anyway, in the end, Melody ended up coming with me. And when she saw it with her sisters, she fell asleep at a certain point and she told me what that point is. And I was like, I get it. I get why you fell asleep. And yes, my mind was completely changed when not completely, wow, razzle, but it was like I was really pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed the film.
I mean, you both know we've been chatting about doing this movie like the whole series, and I have just been really delighting in making you both laugh at how much I've been dreading watching it, and just like really teasing Timothée Chalamet and just like taking the mick of the whole thing. So I was ready to sit there. By the way, let me set the scene for you. Get to the cinema. I'm there alone. I sat down ready to hate this movie, and I've got to say, I was charmed. I really was charmed by this film. It took a while. It was shortly after they all ate the hover chocks. Got it in my notes here. I was like, this is actually quite fun. I do think that a glass of wine helps to get into the silliness of it, because it is fun. But sometimes when I'm watching, like we watch so many incredible movies for Film Club, and I really feel like I'm gaining like brain cells sometimes. And with this one, like when it's really silly, I sometimes just feel like, what is the point? What am I doing? Why am I spending time on this? But I just like, when you get past that and you really let go, it was an entertaining film. It was a really lovely story. And I can't say the songs were particularly memorable, but I was charmed. Yeah. So I feel like that's just what Timothée Chalamet is really, really good at, is charming the audience. So yeah, there we go. Didn't hate it. Can't sit here and be like, wah, because it was actually, I was heckling because I was alone in the screen at the cinema. So yeah, I was really like, laughing out loud. Yeah, it was a fun experience.
Love that. Oh, I'm so glad.
What about you, Loud?
I went to the cinema as well. I got a little hot chocolate. It felt very cute. I went to see it with Ron, and my cinema was like full. But it's
which one did you go to?
It was Westway Cinema, which is like
funniest little cinema.
Yeah. I think it's like 30 seats. I don't know. It's very small. Anyway, it was full. And actually like a way older audience than what I was expecting. And everyone seemed to really enjoy it. But I had a really bad cough. And you know when you get a tickly throat and you're like, oh my God, I need to cough
too many
so
times.
I was like, I'm not usually one to really want the songs to come. But I was like, I really need to cough. And I was like waiting for the songs to come so that I could like have my coughing fit and not have to leave. But other than that, I did really enjoy it. It was just lovely.
Yeah.
It was nice. And I was just really glad when songs came on.
Yeah.
In a jungle near Mumbai, there's a little cup of like.
Exactly. I can't believe you know the songs already.
I did pull them from the internet just shortly before starting recording.
But you're right, they weren't memorable.
They're not very memorable. And I was thinking, as I was watching them, I was going, I can't wait to like sing one hilariously for you both tomorrow. And as the words were happening, it's like it was just going do in my ears. I was like, I cannot remember. It's not sticking with me, other than Scrub Scrub.
I'm just going to go straight in and ask you, like, were there any standout performances that straight off you were just like, I loved that. I loved them.
Calah as Noodle, she was exquisite, like truly exquisite. I thought she was so funny. I thought there were times, like she's holding herself amongst like Timothée Chalamet, right? Who's like, you know, renowned as like a really fantastic actor of our generation. And she was really like giving. She was like batting it away, teeing them up. Like it was a really special performance to watch. Like they had great chemistry, and it was just like, I thought she was brilliant. And I mean, there's actually a couple, so let's go around the table, and whoever says the one that they want to say first, and then I'll move on to the next one. Yeah, exactly.
How old is Calah?
She's 14.
Good for her.
Yeah, mad. And she'd already done like she'd been working non-stop since
You do some
2016
short
already.
film. I feel like I've seen her in a short film.
She was in a short. I didn't take down the name, but she's done a couple of shorts, and then she's been in some series of smaller roles. This Is Us and Family Reunion. And then was in a film called The Day Shall Come, but I haven't seen it.
Cool. Well, yeah, she's just such a delight to watch. I love her. I really loved the casting of this film. I think there's so many great nods to like children's TV, but not in a cheesy way. So Patterson Joseph is my number one.
Oh, who was that?
Slugworth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My fave.
Fantastic.
I
So
absolutely love him anyway, but he was so perfectly pitched for that role.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say one. Go on.
No, I want, please
Tom
carry
Davis.
on. Tom Davis, yeah.
I love him. I want him to do more. I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but I just want to see him in everything because I think he's so funny, but I also think he's such a great actor as well.
Yeah.
So when he came on the screen, because I didn't know he was in this, I was like, yes. Yes, love those two.
No, he was so good. And especially with Olivia Colman. Them two together were just like,
know.
love.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
I've got to say Liv Coleman as Mrs. Scrubbit.
Those two.
Yeah, I know. She's
so
so
good.
brilliant. Like she always has been, obviously. But like I just love like after all the success she's had over the last 4 or 5 years, like where it's just really gone like that.
Yeah.
I just love like seeing her just do roles like this, like super silly, ridiculous, hugely entertaining. Like she's just fantastic and a real joy to watch and makes that character so likable. Even though she's like, you know, the antagonist of the whole thing. It's just like, it's such a skill for her to do like, she's got range. She's got range.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And baby, we've seen it all.
So good. Because it's a caricature character.
Yeah.
But as all the characters actually in this film. But she still does it with like you just still do like believe her and like you say, she is just incredible every time.
Yeah.
Who's your standout? Anyone else?
Well, I did really, really love Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh my God, I was laughing out loud, which is so funny because I rarely do that in the cinema. And it was him. He was making me laugh so hard. He's really funny.
Yeah, he was really funny. Like, I just thought he was great. And actually, I've watched a lot of interviews of him afterwards, and I haven't really like seen him in much before. But I now just like, I feel like I'm just a really big fan of him.
Yeah.
He's such a lovely guy. Yeah. Okay, well, then let's jump to old Timmy boy. Like, thoughts?
So I thought there were moments where I felt him like not fully committing. But listen, this is like such I mean, this role has been done by like some of the greats. And I know that he's on that kind of trajectory, but like I think it's like a really intimidating Chalamet. intimidating role to take on. And I did feel like there were moments where he shone and like where I was like fully there with him. But there were a couple moments where I felt, you know, but like I don't like that's. I mean, maybe that's even just mean for me to say. There's like so many times in my career where that's happened to me. It's just because you've asked me about his performance. Definitely not my favorite Wonka of the bunch, but it's like a charming movie, no less, and he was great at it. I think he really shone most when he was working opposite Calah.
Yeah, definitely.
Them together, I was like, it was when he was alone singing and dancing that I was like, oh God, like the poor soul, let him sit down or something. Just let him rest.
I just don't know. That is just the most difficult role. Like, it's for a young person, like youngish person, to have that type of weird charisma. I don't know who else you would cast.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, would it be? Have you got an idea?
I don't know if I agree with that. Because I think that Timmy is such an amazing actor, but in like the most subtle ways. So this is like such a different role for him to do. But I think that some actors are incredible at this. I was actually thinking like Tom Holland. Do you not think? Would he not quite?
I don't think he's quirky enough. Like, think about the other Wonkas that we've had. There's like a genuine, sincere quirkiness to them, and I thought maybe Timothée Chalamet might have that, but because this feels so commercialized, which is another thing anyway. Like the tone is different in this film to the other Wonkas, but I was thinking maybe Ezra Miller. I know, obviously not now.
Cancelled.
But like he's the only person that I could think, or like a young John Adopp. But I know he played Wonka when he was older. But like, you know, when he was younger, he was still like authentically quirky without trying too hard.
Yeah, that's true. In kind of the same way that Timmy is.
So what's the internet saying?
Oh. Well, I think it's just such a cop-out, but they want Jeremy Allen White, but purely because he looks like Gene Wilder when Gene Wilder was younger. But I would say, like, someone who's a bit quirky, like Cody Smith McPhee. Do you remember him?
Wait, what, like fucking Cody?
No.
Wait.
Wait, who?
Isn't he in like at the X-Men?
Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent shout. Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Someone who's just a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, just a little quirky.
Yeah.
It felt like he didn't fully connect with it here. And like, if I was going to psychoanalyze it, which I love to do, like, I think, you know, for someone to become a heartthrob that young, like, it must, becoming famous, like, or anything like that so young, I just like your like sense of yourself and your sense of your place within the world and what you mean to people versus like, you know what I mean? Like, it must be fucking scary to then be like ridiculous. Like, that's the thing. Like, you talk about when Yorgos Lanthimos was doing Poor Things and they would just do loads of like theatre, like exercises and things like that. It's because you need to be able to be really ridiculous with one another. But, you know, this is like a huge thing for him to step out and do. And I'm really glad that the movie is like special. I'm really like happy for him. But I think that, it was missing a little connection with his like super goofy self. There was like a little bit of trepidation, perhaps, that I just felt. And listen, I don't know, you know, if that's like really what happened or whatever. But
and maybe they even like wanted to rein it in to make it feel
maybe
like
it's not him. Maybe it's directing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe it's like you've got all these big things going on, so let's make him just someone that we can connect to. When he's on screen, we're going, we haven't got someone who's going like this with teeth.
That's so true.
You know, like we just finally we've got like Timothy and Calah doing something normal.
I think he was good at being the lovely person, a little bit very naive.
You also have to think, like, he's been kind of like the youngest for like a lot of his projects, or, you know, like he's like a star on the rise. And then all of a sudden he's stepping into this role who's like the young Willy Wonka, but still like this sort of like leader, fatherly figure to Noodle. And so it's just like that sort of blend as well of him being like stoic and like commanding whilst also being like young and fragile. It's like, it's just a hard line to dance.
Oh yeah. Hard.
So Timmy had actually said that he usually makes sure when he takes a role that he doesn't just become like really thrilled to be in the film, because he thinks that you can just tell if someone is really thrilled to be in a film sometimes. So when he was cast in Interstellar, he like just tried not to be too excited. So because a lot of his characters are really like what's the word?
Grounding? No.
Yeah, understated.
Maybe, yeah.
But then when he got this, he realised like, actually, I kind of do need to be thrilled about this, because that enthusiasm really needs to come through.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like, yeah, that's true. You do. It is just a whole different take on a character than what he's done before.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you know did anybody else, did he audition? Did anybody else?
I'm not entirely sure. I saw that Paul King, the director, was like, for me, it was only ever going to be
Timothée
him.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I don't really know if they saw it. They haven't really said that they saw it, the people. Not that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, you know. It's just kind of like, yeah. When it was announced, it was just like, of course.
I wonder what he's going to do next, Timothée.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do know.
Oh, fine.
Oh.
Actually,
Well, June's obviously coming out.
June's coming out, and he
Also known as Toon.
also doing...
Sorry.
He's also going to be playing Bob Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
In the Bob
Going
Dylan
Electric.
No.
A Complete Unknown.
Oh. Well,
Maybe it's had different
when I
names.
sent in my tape during COVID, it was called Going Electric or something like that.
Oh, you
cool. Okay,
taped
so
for
maybe it's
it?
Oh, of
changed.
course.
For what? For what role?
For Sue's Rotolo, his girlfriend's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't have a callback on that one, but
Okay.
I did my damned best in my audition. Shed a tear. Shed a real, actual tear in
Is
my
it-
audition.
So is it about them? What's the story?
Well, it was then, but I mean, this was years ago.
Ah.
This was 2020, in fact. This is 4 years ago now.
Wow.
So,
Whoa.
Very interesting to see that. Interested.
All right, so Hugh Grant, go.
he was so brilliant. So brilliant. You see, I'm dancing now. He's just hilarious. So great. Like, just love that he did this. I was charmed. I was so charmed. And yeah, love that they brought back like the original looking Oompa Loompa because, yeah, don't know what was going on in Tim Burton's film.
Yeah, what do they look like in Tim Burton's film?
Wait, aren't they?
They're
don't
like
also
all
look
played by the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they like multiply it like when
Yeah.
he's dancing and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. I thought it was quite funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, to each their own. I want green hair and an orange face. Please.
Yeah.
My
Oh, he did have,
Oompa
oh, no,
Loompas.
he had
No,
loads
it's
of
like
different looks.
purple or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you're
I
right.
think
No,
he
didn't he just have
did.
loads of different costumes, that Oompa Loompa?
Yeah.
All the Oompa...
Yeah.
Can't remember. Anyway.
What's the plural for Oompa Loompa?
Oompa Loompai. I like yours.
Oompa Loompas.
Multiplus. Oompa Loompas.
Anyway, loved that. Loved that he made out like he was the tall one and when in fact he was the short
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
bless him.
Lofty. And then they just, what do they actually call him?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
Short ass.
Anyway.
Yeah,
short
not
ass.
sure.
So this brings on. I haven't seen the Paddingtons,
Well,
and I feel like in the second Paddington, it was like a little bit of a resurgence for Hugh Grant, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
everyone was like, he deserves the BAFTA or whatever.
Yeah.
So I need to watch it, but I was obviously dubious. Not obvious. I just was dubious about him playing the Oompa Loompas, or Oompa Loompa one. But yeah, obviously you can't deny how entertaining that is.
yeah.
He's just, the thing is about Hugh Grant, he just doesn't care, does he?
No.
He just does not care.
He's brilliant.
He's so great.
Yeah.
How did they do it though? Because the whole time I was watching, I don't know if you know, but like the whole time I was watching, and it's like, was he just entirely on his own doing that performance, or were they ever in the room together? Like, because and it looks like he's moving his arms and legs, even though all of the proportions have been changed. Like, it's not just his face rendered onto something fake, you know? Like, the whole thing is manipulated. But so, yeah, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, so he had like obviously all
Dots.
the dots on his face and like cameras on his face, and then but he was in the room with on set with Timmy, and apparently he did also do that dance,
Motion
but then he was
capture.
animated,
Yeah.
or like maybe not animated, whatever it is,
A big combination.
CGI'd, yeah, into the Oompa Loompa. But yeah, he was on set and he did dance, and he did dance excellently, I must say.
So I don't know where you two fall on this line, but lots of people, well, I don't know. I think Hugh Grant came out and said that, like, someone somewhere said that Timothée Chalamet and Hugh Grant are kind of like very similar. They look very similar or something like that.
There was one. Well, I saw one thing that Timmy had walked onto set one day, and Hugh Grant was like, "Oh my god, you look like my dead mother." And then it became a thing. And I Googled it, and he does actually kind of look like
Hugh Grant's
his
mother.
mum. Yeah, they've got the same hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what it is. Yeah, it's Hugh Grant on the sofa for Graham Norton show going, it's something about his eyes. And he's like staring into Timothée Chalamet's eyes. Something like that. Or maybe it's just a press thing. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. And also, when you see them both, when you see Hugh Grant act and when you see Timothée Chalamet speak in interviews, there's a similarity between those two things. Timothy's like, moves very quick, you know, and sort of like, and when Hugh Grant's acting, he. Anyway,
I think
maybe Timothy is Hugh Grant's mother reincarnate.
There we go.
Carnated.
Carnated.
Reincarnated. Oh yeah,
indeed.
Yeah.
There we go. Crack the case.
Yeah.
That's another film.
Hugh Grant has, during the press of this, said that he knows that he has entered the freak show stage of his career because it's literally all that he can get at the moment, which I thought was hilarious.
Why? What else is freak show?
The Paddington 2, if you've seen it, he's quite a freak show in that. And, well, I suppose he's just like when he was doing Notting Hill and all the other films.
Heartthrob.
He was just always the same character, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But now he's going a bit more out there. Like in The Gentleman, he's a little bit wacky and weird.
Isn't that much more fun though?
Yeah, so much more.
Yeah,
fun.
that's
more
what I
fun.
think. I just love that all of these incredible actors like come to play these iconic, silly, ridiculous roles for all the kids to just like fall in love with them and be like, oh my God, it's the Oompa Loompa when he's got like a career of really iconic films. Like, I just think that that's brilliant. That is what it is to be like, to go full circle in your career. And yeah, love it. Can I just fast forward to that bit? I don't want to like struggle through my 20s and 30s of feeling inadequate and like I'm a mum all of a sudden when I've like not got a kid and like I don't want to do
your
that
freak
bit.
show stage to be? What character do you want to be remembered for?
Like a Mrs. Scrubbit, a Mrs. Lovett, like with all of the of it's. It seems. I just want to get like, can I just head there, please, and like, you know, stop with whatever we've got going on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to fast forward to that. Oompa.
Enjoy.
Oompa. Like Sally Hawkins, oh my God. I mean, I know she did Shape of Water, but like she does so many fabulous roles. You know what I felt absolutely cheated on is the fact that I was like, Sally Hawkins is playing Willy Wonka's mum. How exciting. Can't wait to see it.
Hardly in it.
She's dead the whole time.
She's so heavily featured in the trailer.
I know,
though.
but and that's why it's such a gut punch. That really gorgeous moment when she's smiling, waving, is just in his memory. And I was like, I feel sad. How could you?
She is amazing.
She's amazing.
I'm slightly in love with her. So the writer one of the writers, Simon Farnaby, featured in the film.
Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't answer that.
Okay.
No idea.
Sorry.
No worries.
Simon Farnaby. Okay,
He
was he
plays
one
it-
of the ones
plays a
that
little-
fell in love during a song?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
No.
no. Don't know that.
Not during a song.
No.
Well, don't know.
He's the security guard at the gate that has like the fun night out chocolate.
That's great.
And
Oh my
I
God,
love Ali White as well, who plays the girl down there.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so funny.
that was really funny.
That was a very, very good
Oh,
part.
I should call her. That is like that party chocolate. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that.
Okay, so speaking of the chocolates, there was an actual on-set chocolatier, which I think is so cool.
That's fun.
So all of the chocolates that were eaten were actual delicious chocolates made by a professional chocolatier.
Wow.
Based in Cardiff, Gabriella Cugno.
Shout out Gabriella.
Yeah, you'll have
There
to
we
go
go.
find her. But yeah, so she was on set and she would just like make chocolates and then they would eat them and apparently they were all absolutely delicious and you can look up videos of her like making these different chocolates and what they actually tasted like and everything. Just amazing.
You know, I would end up from the beginning of production to the end of production like
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, just slowly expanding.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. But I just think that is so David Heyman, the producer. So he also did Harry Potter, Barbie, Paddington's, and he's such like a world builder. Always. And Olivia Colman was saying that on the sets, like you'd open the drawers and there were like paper, like actual papers with writing for their company and there's just like the attention to detail in all of his films. I think is just incredible. And it's like happened in this as well. And I thought that was
So did they shoot
That's
this
magic.
in Leavesden?
Leavesden, and then in Bath, in location in Bath.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I
and
remember.
Oxford, I think as well, but I think mainly Bath.
You remember?
Well, I wasn't there, but all of my friends, Bath is where, like, one of the major cities close to where I grew up, and all of my friends were like, just seen Timothée Chalamet walking down the high street.
Wearing his
Oh my
stupid
God.
hat.
Wearing that stupid hat. No, yeah, just like, I think it sent the whole of Bath into a frenzy, which is, I mean, it's already absolutely hellish to get around because there's a really intricate one-way system that, like, if you know the city, then you'll understand. It was built for horses and carriages, and now it's the major city. So I can't even begin to imagine what it was like. People don't really film there, and I think it's because it's a nightmare. So it's only a budget like this that can really afford it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, saw many a picture of Timothée Chalamet in his hat and coat from all sorts of angles from the rooftops of Bath.
Wow.
Delightful.
Delightful.
I just want to talk really quickly about Paul King,
Yeah,
the director,
icon.
because he, made Paddington 2, which a lot of people have said is the perfect film. So this week I had to watch Paddington 2 as well because I hadn't seen it before. And I was like, what is all this bloody fuss about? It was a really lovely film. I don't know that I'm quite saying it's the perfect film, but I wondered if either of you have seen it.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
See,
Maybe
that's
that
what
would
I'm
have
wondering,
helped.
because I haven't seen both. I would like to watch the second one, but I'm like, do I want to commit to watching the first one as well?
Yeah.
But do you think it would have helped if you had watched the first one?
Maybe. It's a really, did you say you hadn't seen it? No, it is a really, really lovely film. But to say that something is the perfect film, I'm like, that's a very bold
And that
claim.
is also very subjective, because I think the perfect film would be something completely different to the next person. So how could you say?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think you should both watch it, and I would love to discuss at some point.
Okay, great.
So, any guesses on the budget?
Ooh.
90 million.
120 million.
Oh, 125 million.
Ah.
Yeah. Well done. Nice. On the opening weekend, it got 39 million, which was top of the charts that
Well, yeah,
weekend.
What
but you're
else
still
came
not
out?
making back your 125. are
Well,
you?
they have now worldwide
Right.
by now,
Well done.
which I mean it might change by the time this comes out. Is 468 million.
Great.
So they're like
He'll
they're
work
good.
again. Fantastic.
Yeah, they're absolutely fine.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump over to some letterbox reviews.
Great.
My favourite
do
part.
it.
So Elena gave it 3.5 stars and said, the kids who watch this film will now remember Timothy as Willy Wonka when they grow up. And that is so sweet to me.
Yeah.
That is so sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
That he's going to be
He'll get
like,
stopped in the street by little kids.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. Oh,
That's really lovely.
yeah, that's quite cute. And Hugh Grant will be Hugh the Umpa Lumpa. Okay. Eliza gave it 1 star and said, team. That was objectively bad, like not a good movie. The whole time I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to jump out and say I was getting punked. The writers should have stayed on strike for this one. Timmy was.
jeez.
I'm so sorry. I found this really funny, but it is actually really mean. Timmy was hot in like 2 scenes maybe, but his scary voice immediately scared me away. Thank goodness it was half price on Tuesday. Chocolatey, low-key, overwhelming. Also, who the fuck names a kid Noodle? There's like 900 other names that start with N. Also, sorry, Noodle was the worst song ever. My favourite scene. And 1 star goes out to the Cool Castle building scene at the end. I did like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry, I
think
just had
that-
to include that. I thought
Yeah,
it
it sounds like she was looking for like
A hot
heartfelt-
Chalamet.
yeah,
Chalamet.
hot Chalamet.
was funny. Yeah.
And I think, going back to my point made earlier, I feel like you can't have both. you
No.
know? You have to pick
I
one.
really thought that he was going to give me the absolute ick watching this film. And I'm not going to lie, the opening scene where he stood on top of the thing, I was like, but he doesn't give me an ick anymore.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad.
I'm sure he'll be fine if I had the ick with him though. But yeah, she was expecting like hottie Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, have either of you seen this guy on TikTok who dresses up as Willy Wonka but with no shirt on and sexy dances?
No, I can't.
That's not a part of TikTok that's coming up on my algorithm yet.
He had me and several other girls in a chokehold over lockdown. But it's gone
Why didn't
now.
they cast him? Again, an alternate film.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
We
just
can't
always
have both.
no.
If anyone's listening to this who knows what I'm talking about, anyone listening to this who doesn't know what I'm talking about is going to just think I'm unhinged. But anyone listening to this who does know what I'm talking about is going to find that really hopefully.
Jacob gave it 3 stars and said, "This is how I imagine Timothée Chalamet talks to Stormy," which I thought was funny. That's Kylie.
It's like, what, Stormzy? Why would you
No,
be
Kylie Jenner's child.
Oh, that's sweet though, isn't it?
I know. I was like,
Oh, noodle.
Oh, that's really sweet that
Yeah.
like she, how old, because
He's a stepdad.
yeah,
Wait, are they like?
No,
No, right, but yeah.
but basically,
basically.
and she's gonna like watch the film and be like,
That is
"It's Willy
actually what I was
Wonka."
thinking. It was
That's
that, like,
Willy
Stormy
Wonka.
gets to go watch like Timmy in a movie. Like
That
that's
is quite
fucking
cute.
cute.
That's cute.
Really cute. And like Kylie gets to like take her kid and go watch, like, that's cute.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why you did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've not been together that long though.
Oh, okay.
Well, not officially, like not publicly. Who knows, right? Who knows?
Maybe that's how he got her. So my last
Big
review.
flex. I'm Willy Wonka, so
So the film Drunk gave it 4.5 stars and said the secret is that it's not the movie that matters, it's the people you watch it with.
oh
Oh,
please.
I think that's so cute, and maybe we should change our tagline for the podcast to that.
Yeah.
Just that. But what
Yeah.
does that say about your viewing experience of Wonka?
watched it alone.
With a glass of
With a
wine?
glass
She had a
of
great
wine.
time.
Me and my glass of wine never lets me down.
So next, Timothée Chalamet, June.
Bob
We
Dylan.
already said this.
Yep,
Doing
we do.
June, and then he's going to be playing Bob Dylan. Amazing. And Paul King has got Paddington in Peru coming out.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Paddington
great. In
In
Peru.
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 What's he doing there?
Don't know. We'll have to watch and find out.
Is Paddington a boy?
Yes. He's also going to be doing an untitled Fred Astaire biopic starring Tom Holland, which you knew about.
God, that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
see,
good.
yes, you do want to see Tom Holland doing something like that, but I feel it needs to be not Wonka. It needs to be something which is actually cool.
Yeah.
No offense.
He's going to smash it. He's going to smash it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Really exciting. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Okay. This has been lovely. This has actually been way more fun than I was expecting. I was worried about
Overall,
people's
I
thoughts on
was
this.
I was almost texting you saying, "Can we
I was
drop
really
the
change it.
film?"
Same.
Same, and I picked it.
And I picked it. And when I was planning this, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so bad. I hope that it hasn't been. I hope that everyone has had the best time.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fun.
Final thoughts. Both of you go.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's not my favourite Wonka. I won't watch it again, but it was fun and like I didn't hate the viewing experience and like, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
Great.
It has made me excited for when Daisy's old enough to watch films.
Yeah, there we go. She'll love
It was
that.
so lovely.
I'd love to know what my niece and nephew thought.
Yeah.
Maybe they loved it.
Well, Melody's little sisters loved it.
Great.
Absolutely loved it. So I think it is for kids. Like
Yeah.
the other Wonkas are not really.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Or we were kids when we watched them.
Yeah, so
maybe.
actually they were.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I feel like this is more so for kids. Like it's more kiddie.
Yeah. Like if I watched Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory now, would I think that it's good? You know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows?
Whereas like when you watch it when you're a kid, you have that affiliation with it that you were like bewildered.
you found it magical, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's like I thought it was something different than what it was, and as soon as I like let go of that, I just was enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was much better than I anticipated.
Good.
One thing I have to say is like since I was so small and even now and this film just like reignited my dying need for a golden ticket. I need one. I like need one in my core. Like they look so beautiful. I just want to unwrap a chocolate bar and see a golden ticket in there. Like I want one so badly. I'm sure I could just get one on eBay. I would need to do that.
No, but you can't
Yeah.
buy it for
No,
yourself.
I'm desperate. I'm desperate.
Okay, well, we need to remember that for...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do you remember when
future.
Glastonbury they were doing golden tickets at some point, and I was so convinced I was going to get one. So yeah, I do feel that.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't a film that was made for us at the end of the day, but I enjoyed it even so, which is great. Okay, well, thank you so much, gals. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. This has been lovely. Please follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We're at Frank Film Club. You can check us out there for updates. And also, if you've got any thoughts that you want to send us, you can email us on filmclub@rap.world. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we've got a listener's choice, actually. One of my favourite films of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, directed by Michel Gondry. You can rent or buy it on Amazon Prime or Apple TV, so go and do that and join us next week for more Frank Film Club.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, then please give us a like and subscribe because it really helps our channel more than you could know. And get in touch with us in the comment section. Tell us if you liked the film, if you didn't like it. We'd love to know.
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.